is Shelley. I thought I would just type out the lesson, but I thought, you know what? I think it would be quicker and easier for me just to show you kind of how the lesson goes. So I'm going to show you through right here, and then you can refer to this video when you're getting prepped. And please feel free to adjust and monitor however fits you. And I appreciate so much you picking up this and doing this for our classrooms. You're going to have fun. So this year, we've been talking about our character traits, but I've been modeling a vocabulary lesson. So I'm going to share with you kind of what we do. Our character trait this month is kindness. And so I go in and ask the kids what our character trait is. We do what is called a pound and tap. So we just do the, I'll say the word is kindness. What word is it? They'll say kindness, and we do pound it out. Kindness. How many syllables? 2. This is pretty much the biggest part of the vocabulary. Then I have them help me spell kind, the first part, kind. And then I write it and I have it up on the board, and we'll put kind in the middle of our poster. So I'm going to do this right here. For this part, then I pause because we're going to, before I add the suffix ness, we're going to talk a little bit about the origin of the word kind. And I have on this paper your vocabulary. It talks about the origin, so you can kind of read through, and this is more the information. When you get to this back side of this, you'll see it will say like a class lesson, 30-minute objective. Ignore this, okay? This was what I was giving to teachers that they can do as a follow-up. We're just doing this first part here. And so kindness, kind. It originates in, it's an old English. It's about 1,000 years old. Starts with kin, and kin meant like family. And so kindness originates first in Old English, thousands of years ago, in the family. And what it meant was that care and helping of the family. So kids like this, most of our words have all been Latin. So when you come in with one that's Old English, they're going to be excited because it's not the same origin as all of our other words. So this will give you that little bit so you sound really like you know what you're talking about. Then we talk about the suffix is ness, and ness is that act of being. So then up in the corner of their poster, so now I have kindness in the center. Then up in the corner, I write, so kindness is to be helping and caring. And now not just your family with your kin, but with all people. And I write then the definition up in the corner. To be caring and helpful to others. So that's what it will look like now. And this I have just up on their board at this point. So it's usually teachers have either magnets, or you can take tape in and put it on the board while I'm talking about this. Then the next part that we do is we connect other words that mean the same or nearly the same as kindness. And so on here, you'll see some synonyms. And this time it's broken up because this is like general synonyms would be like compassion or warmth or goodness. But some everyday acts of kindness would be like being helpful, being courteous, using your manners. And then this deep selfless kindness that hopefully we'll get to explain and you'll get to have some fun talking about is really getting down to being selfless. And so we ask the kids what are some words that they come up with that might mean the same or almost the same, be a synonym for kindness. Kids often will say nice. And so I might put up nice. They will pull out like caring because of our definition. And so I would write caring. They might say polite. They might say like helpful or compassionate. So whatever words, as long as it could be used to help us understand kindness, you're going to put it then up in that right-hand corner. And some classes, their list gets long. Some classes, it's shorter. So when we get to this stage, then I shared with them that we're going to do a little activity. This activity I was going to do at our last building learning day, but we had a snow day. And so I didn't get to share it with teachers. So this is really modeling it with the teachers. I hope this doesn't send you over. You're going to do great. But what it is, it's called a climb. I'm going to share with you here. Here's some examples of other words that you could do, and I'll leave this one. Kindness is in the center. The definition is over here. Some synonyms. I'm not doing antonyms or the visual. This is the sheet that we use as teachers. But here, I'm going to share with you a climb. So a climb is kind of like our thermometer, or taking words that they range. I share with the kids, what does the word incline? And I go like this. And they say incline. Have you ever heard of incline? It means something's going up. Or decline, something's going down. Well, a climb is kind of like a thermometer, that it's going to take a range or degrees of words and help us put it on like a climb or like a thermometer. So when I say at the very bottom, usually it's the coldest. So this might be further from our word. And then as you go up in degrees, it gets warmer, or it's the ultimate expression of our word. Then I have these cards, and I ask kids, I tell them that up in the front of the room, we're going to form a line. And if they want to read the word that I share with them, they can raise their hand, and then we're going to put it somewhere on our climb, thinking like a thermometer, where our coldest, furthest from our example, will come down to your far left, and then the ultimate expression of our example will come over to the right. So I start with usually the word either unkind or kind. So if I share them this, they'll raise their hand, say, what's the word? Unkind. Unkind. Is that going to be the ultimate expression of being kind, or is it going to be the furthest away? And they'll position themselves. And so that student will stand up in front, holding this in front of them, while then we go through. And then I usually do a word like try to get kind on there, and letting them know kind will be somewhere in the middle, because we're going to go, some acts, right, are maybe a little cold, a little less, some are greater for that ultimate expression. Oops, dropped everything. So then kind will go up on that line. And then the words that we have, you'll do this with your third, fourth, fifth grader classrooms. You won't do this with kindergarten. You'll just do the poster and the story with kindergarten. I did do it once with a kindergarten. It just takes too much time. But words that they have is like insensitive. And we can talk about the prefix in means not being sensitive. And then that will go, just either, sometimes they'll put it further than unkind, and they'll put it right in front. Caring, of course, that's going to be above kind, because I can be kind and not show an expression of being caring. And so selfless is our ultimate example of kindness, is when we think less of ourselves than others. And so that will go at the very opposite end of the climb. Words like compassionate, considerate, generous, friendly. And so these are where it's kind of fun, because kids will go like polite. Which side of kind would polite be? And usually, I'll give an example. I can be polite and just say, excuse me. That showing kindness to somebody. And so it would go in between unkind and kind. And so you can see how this range of nuance, there's the word neutral, right? And so that helps the kids just get more vocabulary, truly, with a range around our target word with kindness. So then after we do this climb, then we come back and we're going to add our art on our poster. And of course, this is where I have them. So I'm going to share with you, and I think you can see, and I'll hold it up, what the art looks like. So I continue to talk about this while I'm doing the art, and I talk about how kindness is one of the character traits, like gratitude was, that it has an impact. It impacts not only ourselves, but it impacts the others around us. It has the power to impact you mentally, physically, and your social relations. So I start with a red heart while I'm talking. and I just keep talking. And then it can go out and connect with others. So now we're going to make this ripple coming. So now I have had white, a red heart, and then I go around it with the white. I come around it. Ooh, gotta make sure that stays on for you. Around it with purple. And I go ahead and go over this word kindness. You can see I put it up a little higher than center. And then you're going to go around. Each time you add the color, you go around it with the white after. And you'll see why here in just a minute. Around with the white, and then I do the last one in red. Okay. So for when you do this, I usually move from the board to either some student desks or their kidney table there in the classroom. And teachers will help you with this, and teachers will also help you with the cleanup. So for this one, you're going to put the poster then on that table, and you're going to need 2 pieces of paper. The second one will just be here at the bottom. And then as I'm talking about this the whole time, reinforcing kindness, different levels of kindness, whether that's being polite, but that how kindness has this ripple effect, and that for us, kindness is something that we want to spread, and that selfless act is that ultimate expression of kindness. So as you can see, I just drew the paint down. So now they have that kindness that has spread to others. And on the blank paper that you have here, this you're going to then keep squeegeeing around the colors and just color this whole paper with those colors. Just keep spreading it till you color the whole paper. Then you'll leave this paper with the teachers and let the teachers know to cut it in enough squares that every student in their classroom will get 1 square that they will get to share a word of kindness. So after I get that colored, the teacher usually will clean my squeegee. Well, then I come back and we move back up to wherever our carpet area is, and then I start our book. So we talk about kindness, how that is that caring and helping of others, and that we've realized that here in our artwork, how kindness starts in our own hearts and how it has this power to spread out and to have an impact and to spread around to all. And then this lesson is really about words in your heart, and what it's talking about in the story as you go. It's very, very simple. It just says, this is a book about your heart, that little bit inside of you that makes you you. And then it goes through about how some words can make us happy. Then it talks about how the words are amazing and that sometimes they, let me get to this page for you, can also be like a deadly arrow that can pierce your heart. And that then at the end here, it goes back and it talks about, so your words can make someone cheer them up if they're sad. Goes on. Your words are amazing and powerful. And then at the end, it talks about let's spread our words so that they have a positive impact for other people's hearts. That's where that sheet that you just covered with the paint, the teachers then, they will cut those into squares for everyone so that the kids can share words that will have that positive impact for your heart. And then those 2 sheets, their poster and this, all get saved in the classroom, and then you go on your merry way and you get to do this again. So I hope the video helped you. I appreciate you so much, love you, and I hope that you have a lot of fun sharing.